Hi guys and welcome back to the AMCrypto channel. Bitcoin is breaking here again, $30,000, and the question here of course is right now, do we gonna stay above 30k or are we heading lower here? But I think it's way more important that we look today at some altcoins that I have found that can potentially do a 50x in the next coming weeks and months, and a lot of people have forgot about them. And I want that you position yourself with me in these coins before it's too late, because time is running out, and I'm also gonna show you why that is. If you think that's interesting, and definitely stick around here, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, like this video, and also activate the bell so that you will never miss out on these important videos as I put them out. And now let's directly jump into today's content. I wanted to say Bitcoin. So here you can see right now here on the 15 minutes chart, 4 hours chart. Confused here. So on the 4 hours chart, I was absolutely right yesterday with my prediction here that we have here a triple bottom pattern, and we have broken the neckline yesterday here to the upside with a perfect retest twice here. That would have been the perfect entry if you would have not been already in a position that I gave a couple days earlier to get into this trade. And now when we are looking at the technical target for this triple bottom pattern, I will do a conservative one only here. Then you can see the technical target would be around $30,535. It's not that far away anymore, but I want to point out that Bitcoin is running here into resistance, and we can clearly see that on these wicks here where people are selling off. And that is basically stopping Bitcoin right now from going higher. I also think that Bitcoin needs a small consolidation phase here before going higher. Of course, we can still shoot here a little bit higher, then get the consolidation phase, but I would like to see it rather sooner than later. When we're moving then on here to the 15 minutes chart, then you see exactly what I'm talking about here. Here, that whole block here is resistance right now for Bitcoin. That's why we are not really moving higher. If we can close a 15 minutes candle or multiple 15 minutes candle within that zone, I would consider this bullish with a potential of continuation to the upside. Something else that I want to point out here is that we are potentially forming here on the 15 minutes a cup and handle pattern, but of course we're still, the handle is missing, it doesn't have to play out. But if we would be forming that, then here that will give us another opportunity to get into a long position if you are not in one already, or if you have closed the previous trade that I had given you, and we will also get into that one just in a second. I also want to see here if we would retrace where that would lead us to. Let's say we would have topped out here already. Then here on the Fibonacci retracement levels, the 0.618 would be definitely a level that we need to hold at $29,280. But usually we come back down to the 0.382 to find support and bounce off there. So that would be, if we retrace now back to the downside, that would be for me a limit order that I would be setting for a potential to get in at a lower price than where we are right now, unless we are forming here a couple-handed pattern and continue to go here to the upside. Here on the 50 minutes chart, you see exactly what I'm talking about with the previous trade. So here that wick would have normally thrown you out of the trade in a massive profit. Let me see again. So that was almost a 2.5% move. If you would have traded that on 25x leverage, it would have been 60% that you would have banked here quite easy on that Bitcoin trade. If you would have been for some reason not kicked out here up there, then most likely through the rest of the day at some point we're going to touch that level again, and it will kick you then in profit out of your trade. So and just remember, raise your stop loss. So if you would be still in that trade and you did not get out here, I would raise my stop loss like to $29,880 so that you definitely get out in a profit here, and not that you let this completely reverse back to the downside and end up in a loss. And guys, don't forget, on BYBIT there is still the trading competition going on. If you go here to the homepage of BYBIT right now, and you go then to here to Squad Showdown, just search for AMC winners, join the team. It doesn't matter how many people we are, it only matters what the PNL is. So you see some teams have already 300% almost in PNL over the last 3 days as a team together. So only the PNL is important, not how many people are in there. But of course, the more good traders we have, the higher the likelihood that we are achieving a high PNL together for a prize pool of $8 million. And you can still register for the next almost 8 days to participate in that competition. Just go here under my pinned comment below and use that link here. And of course, you also still get $30,000 in sign-up bonus if you use here my BYBIT links. Now let's move on here to higher time frames. On the 12-hourly chart, we also see here a really nice break. Where is it now? Here, a nice breakout to the upside. Also here we are running right now into resistance of another potential W pattern. So here's the neckline of it. So here and here is your W. So, and if we are treating this as a W pattern, then the target would be all the way up at $31,550 approximately. Here I would wait for a 12-hourly close above the neckline, basically where we are sitting right now, more or less. We close a 12-hourly candle above that. I would enter this and trade this all the way up. And I believe we would be actually going higher. We would go all the way up to $31,800, potentially $32,000 if that would be happening, in my opinion. Let me see what chart was this here. Yeah, here you see also on this daily chart, we are running into resistance right now here at $31,100, I think it is. $30,080, yes. So you see we got here rejected twice. Now, once we're breaking through this, we're going to see another attempt to go to $32,000 in my opinion. So that is definitely not far away. And you can also see here this downward sloping trend line was broken here to the upside. And of course, I know a lot of other people pointing it out here. Here's also like a falling wedge pattern that broke it to the upside. So if I remove these two lines, you know, you see it better. And then, yeah, you know, falling wedge patterns already. If you watch my channel a little bit, the top of the falling wedge is the technical target, which is around $32,000 here. But we need to break that horizontal resistance to finally get to these levels. There was, I think, otherwise not much more on Bitcoin I wanted to talk about. So let's talk about altcoins right now, because I think altcoins are the major play here. I'm not really interested so much in what Bitcoin is doing, because the money is right now in altcoins. So you see here the Bitcoin dominance is still rising, and that's because Bitcoin is going up. But as soon as Bitcoin starts to consolidate, we're going to see the dominance dropping, and that will lead to a run in altcoins to the upside. So and we see that already a little bit in Ethereum. Here also we have a trade running right now all the way up to $2,128. Here we are in a slight profit already. If you would have entered where I told you, we would be up here now, yeah, 1.3%, 10x leverage, 13%. Something like that. We have broken a major downward sloping trend line here on Ethereum that was really important to break, and now we are trying to retake the golden ratio here. Here's also a horizontal resistance. We can clearly see that with all the wicks over here. However, I'm not really concerned about that retake. I think it will be a really quick and swift retake once we are getting closer here with a quick push to the upside. The only level that I'm really paying close attention to is this downwards trending resistance line here. I think I have to go to a higher time frame to see. Yeah, so here you see that a little bit better. Let me get rid of the line and go then to a daily chart. So here you see that resistance coming in from these highs that we have priorly created over this year. So, and a break above that trend line will definitely catapult us to over $2,000 for Ethereum in the immediate short term. And that is what I'm looking out for here. So there is not a real pattern right now forming here on Ethereum for the time being. So you can, of course, say, okay, here was like an inverse head and shoulders, but we had a failed break here to the upside, so this is invalidated, so you cannot count this, and otherwise there's no other pattern on the higher time frames right now that is forming. So but we can of course take it here level by level as we are going here higher, and there's also still a lot more room on the stochastic RSI and also on the MACD to go here higher. So momentum is still there to push here in direction of $2,000 for Ethereum. Now I want to show you a chart why I believe it's so important that we position ourselves right now into altcoins, because this chart has changed since yesterday dramatically. I know some other people were talking about this, but what I want to point out here is that is the altcoin season index. So that is basically telling you when we are in an altcoin season and when we are in a Bitcoin season against Bitcoin. So and here you can clearly see that we jumped now over the 25% scale here, and that was just yesterday that we jumped above that. We were under 25 yesterday and now jumped above that. So and every time that we are under 25%, that is the best moment to buy altcoins, because they are heavily down against the Bitcoin pair and normally also against the dollar pair. They're heavily down, and here is where you make the money for the next bull run while you position yourself into the right altcoins that potentially give you 50, 100, 200x over the next 12 to 18 months. And some of these altcoins I want to show you, because I think one narrative will play a really, really big role in the next bull run, and that is the gaming sector. I think the gaming sector had already a really nice run in the last bull run, but I think a lot of people have forgotten about it, and that's why it's so important that we take advantage of that. Let other people forget about it. We don't forget about it. We going to position ourselves here for the next bull run for our trades here. So and one of them is GALA Games. GALA Games was around in the last bull run, did over I think 90x in the last bull run, and is now down over 40x, more or less 40x from its all-time high. So here is a high potential of a 40 to 50x that goes back to all-time highs to to create a new all-time high in the next bull run. So and here we can have of course a more midterm play. That's what I'm pointing out here. So we are close to a break above 20. So I almost 2 cents and what is it? That'd be 2 cents and 4, so I don't want to say all these stupid small numbers there. Around 2 cents and 4.4 is a good potential entry here already. That's for the long-term play for our 50 to 100x back. So if you want to play that long-term without leverage, buy here right now and don't wait for the for the shorter-term play. The shorter-term play for me starts here at 2.6 cents, and there you can trade that to the first resistance level all the way up at 3 cents, and then to this imbalance here around 3.65 cents, which will give you 39%. If you trade this with 5x leverage, it's almost 200%. With 10x leverage, it's almost 400%. But I would not trade this into now over a couple of months into the next bull run and hold this position as a swing position on high leverage. I would not do that. Don't do this, guys. So that the last chance box here is a spot long-term hodl back that you should take for yourself, and that's the same what I'm also doing. And I show you now here when we go to coin market cap. If I go here to all-time chart, you can see we were at 71 cents at the all-time high in November 2 years ago, and now look where we are at. We are at 2.4 cents approximately. So that is a 30x down from its all-time high. And that's why I believe that might be one of the coins that will run back up to prior all-time highs and potentially higher, because the gaming industry is still a hot topic and there are a lot of new games still coming out. They're all built on Matic. A lot of them are built on Matic, and I don't see that stopping anytime soon. And that's why this is one of the narratives that I'm heavily banking on for the next bull run. Another game is Immutable X, and that is also one that I'm banking on. That is also, I think, around 90%, down from its all-time high or something like this in dollar terms. So and here you also see I have a short-term play. If you want to get into that, you can buy for your spot back already now. So I think now is a really good time to buy this. And for the shorter term play, wait for 78.6 cents. And then we trade this here into the first resistance block at around $1.06. And then here into this imbalance all the way up to $1.41. I am saving, of course, these charts. Over time, we're always going to come back, especially when Bitcoin goes crazy and the altcoins starting to warm up for their run. Then I definitely come and revert more and more back to these altcoins. So also here on CoinMarketCap, I want to have a quick look on Immutable X. Yeah, here. This was at the all-time high, almost at $10. So that is down now. Also 10x, yes, 90% down from its all-time high. I think if GALA starts running with other major game projects like Sand and Axie Infinity, once these three start running, I think Immutable X will also be one of the top performers in the next bull run, and that's why also I am getting definitely a huge bag of Immutable X here. They do a lot of marketing. They have a really strong team, and I really believe that this could be also one of the top gainers over the next 12 to 18 months. And the other one is Illuvium. I just have to look again. Here also all-time high. So here you see the all-time high was at $1,846. So that is also almost a 40x from its all-time high where it was in December in 2021. Here, there you see it's right now at $47. So that is also definitely a good buy right now. We are basically out of that last chance zone already. So I would definitely buy that now for a long-term back. And then again, the short-term play here, the short-term play would be here into that horizontal resistance that we have here. I definitely believe there will be a retest anytime soon around $62 all the way up to $66. That is 26% without any leverage, but I would leverage that from $49 with like 10x, potentially 5x. So that would also give you like 150, 300%. Only the first take profit zone here, and the second one here at 76% would give you 400 to 800% depending on the leverage that you are using. But again, the long-term bull run, life-changing money back is on spot there. We don't use any leverage for that. And sometimes it's better to have these long-term backs and just wait for the money to come to you than trying to chase with high leverage all the money that you want. And that is something that I definitely divide, so I'm having my long-term holdings and I have my short-term degen leverage trading account where I trade these kind of plays here. Guys, that's it already basically for today's episode. Let me know in the comments below if you think I should do more videos like that and talk about more long-term holding plays that we can do, because there's a lot of layer ones out there, new layer ones that might shock you what they can do in the next bull run, and which they already did in performance terms. Let me know in the comments if I should make a video about them, and don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I see you then again tomorrow.